everybody, and welcome to this module, which is all around social media. And one of the most common questions that I get asked is, which social media platform should I be on? How many should I be on? They're kind of the two main ones. We're going to go through a little bit more in this session as well. We're also going to be looking at, which ones should you be using for your business, for your specific business, how many you need to be on for your business. We're going to be looking at how often you should be posting on each of your social media sites. Does my social media profiles need to be consistent? We're going to look at that. We're going to look at the type of content that you should be sharing, how you get more followers, and lastly, who to actually connect with on your social profiles. So before we start, just let me say, there are many different theories on this. And when I sort of started out, everyone always used to say three, be on 3 social media platforms. And that was like, because that's the most that you're going to really be able to realistically manage. But what I found is actually quite difficult to manage 3 social media platforms if you're on your own, running your own business. If you have staff working for you, then it is slightly different. You can start expanding. But if you are new to business, you're starting out and you're on your own, then 100% you want to be focusing, I would suggest, on one social media platform. Get it working the way you want it to be working for you and your business before you start moving on to others. Because to get social media right, it does take a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy, and if you do get it right, you actually only really need one profile in order to kind of progress your business, propel your business. Now, when we say which one to use, well, there are lots of different arguments about the different types of business you have, the types of audiences you might connect with. And there's no real hard and fast answer, but my main answer to you would be Facebook, because let's face it, most people are on Facebook. If you look at any of the statistics, just Google in like age groups, people who are on Facebook from around the world, there are so many people on Facebook. It is like a complete mine tool for and so many people spend an awful lot of time on there that you really don't need to look at any other network other than Facebook. And you see people sort of on Facebook and they're trying to say, oh, follow me on Instagram or join my LinkedIn profile. They're using Facebook to get people to other platforms because they know that Facebook works better for them deep down, but yet they then spend time putting effort into other platforms that aren't working as well for them. So like, for example, it's quite easy to get lots of followers on Instagram. I've used Instagram, but to actually get sales from Instagram is quite a challenge. Because people kind of just go on there and they just look at the photos, and I don't know what the statistics are really, but you could make Instagram work for you and your business, and I know that certainly in terms of getting engagement and people aware of you, it can be useful to use Instagram. Same with YouTube. It's got a great it's great for videos, but if you look at Facebook, it's great for photos, which is Instagram. It's got your stories on there as well, which is kind of similar to what Instagram stories are. You've got your you can do live videos, so you can do your YouTube content, as it were, from there. You've got, what else have we got on Facebook? You've got the most amount of people in the world use it, in terms of your customer are going to be on there, and enough of your customer are going to be on there, 100%. So my advice is to focus on one social media platform, and I'm not saying forever, because there's definitely is benefit as you progress and as you grow to reach out to other potential markets, but there is a market on Facebook for you and your business. Like 99% of all businesses, this is a true for your people. I mean, probably 100%, to be honest. Then maybe there's a small proportion of businesses that don't work on Facebook, but I've yet to find one really, unless maybe you work in maybe one of the banned areas of Facebook. Then maybe that wouldn't work out well for you, because you wouldn't be able to advertise your products if you are selling something that you're not allowed to advertise or talk about on Facebook. So which one should I use? Definitely Facebook, and concentrate on getting that right and getting to a point where you're regularly getting leads and followers, once you've got to that point and you feel comfortable and you're actually making money from Facebook, then start looking at other ones that you might like to use. But don't spread yourself too thinly, because if you can put all of your effort, that whole kind of, I keep coming back to, but focusing on one thing, if you can put all of your energy and effort into one thing, get that really good and really right, you'll have much better results than maybe spreading yourself across 3 networks and putting a bit here and a bit here and not really doing them very good. Now, having said that, if you are like a pro on Instagram, and that's where you love it and you really absorb all the content, it might be that for you Instagram might work out better for you. But do be aware that you are limited on the sorts of content that you can share on Instagram. Obviously, you can't write long story posts as such, quite in the same way that Facebook operates. But experiment for you as well. Maybe do like a week, if you've got a few media accounts, do a week on, and I'm not saying you need to close down your accounts, but you should certainly spend 95% of your time focusing on one until that one is at that stage that you want it to be. Once you're regularly getting leads, you're regularly getting sales through that social media channel, that marketing channel is therefore working for you, then start looking at a second channel. Don't try and take on 10 new channels, 3 new channels, 2, 4, 3, whatever it is, too early on, because you're just going to end up spreading yourself too thinly, not getting it right across those platforms, and not actually seeing the results that you want to see. So how many should I use? I think 1 to start off with, get 1 right, move on. Which one should I use? Facebook, for 99% of businesses, should be the one that you focus on. If you think that you've got a slightly different business and that's not going to work for you, then please get in touch in the group, or let me know. Get in touch with me and we can have a chat about it. I'd love to be challenged on my theories and my opinions. We need this to kind of grow. So how often should I post? At least daily on your platforms. You definitely want to post at least once. And what should you be posting? You want to be posting value content to your audience. So if you're not quite sure what that is, then have a check out of some of my other courses and bits that I've mentioned, because you don't want to be selling on your social media. People go on social media to relax. They go on social media to absorb information, to hang out with friends. So the content that you need to be posting needs to be consistent with what that social media platform is all about. So if it is Instagram, it's all about beautiful photography. That's what Instagram is about. It's about beautiful photography. So if your photos are not beautiful, don't post them on Instagram. If you are a brilliant photographer and you've got these amazing images, then Instagram can really work really well for you and your business. But equally so can Facebook, because people like images and good quality photo content and videos on Facebook too. So just hang out in that vibe, in that audience, see what the sorts of content that people post, start absorbing that, and then shape it so that your content matches your audience, and really help them, really teach them, show them what your products, your services do. That is what you want to be posting on social media. That is what social media is for, and that's how marketing and social media really work really well for your business. So if you have more than one profile, do they need to be consistent? I often get asked that question. Yes, 100%. You want brand consistency across all of your stuff. And that's why, having a brand expert is quite important for you and your brand, and having that consistency across all parts of your business, so that it's really clear for people to kind of recognize you and your brand as soon as they see that. And once you start becoming known, that brand, I know that brand, I know what they stand for, their messaging is right, the way that they talk is right. And although you might slightly vary it for your social media platforms, the way that you talk, and because they're, LinkedIn's a very different place to Facebook, which is a very different place to Instagram, which is a very different place to Twitter. So you don't want to be on one of those sites that's just posting the same content to all 3 sites using automated stuff. That's a recipe for disaster, because each platform has its own kind of unique preferences, and that's what you really want to be doing in terms of that, but the consistency among the way your brand look and feel and the way that you talk to your audience needs to be the same across all of those platforms. So one of the other questions that I often get asked is, how do I get more followers? And that's like probably the gold dust question. When you've figured that out, when you've got that, when you've got a steady stream of people coming in, it's such a great feeling. And the best way to do that is just by providing great quality content, for really understanding your audience, by really getting clear, by that regular posting. It does take time to build up. You're not gonna go from 0 to 100,000 overnight, but you're gonna gradually start building that up. And as long as it's progressing forward every day, then feel encouraged by that. Don't set yourself goals as like 100 necessarily. Well, it's okay to set yourself goals, like to encourage yourself to maybe get 100 extra a week, but don't, what I mean is, don't focus on those numbers so much. Focus on more about how the business is progressing. Are you getting more leads? Are you getting more sales? Are you getting more, what are the actual coming out of it? Are you getting more likes on your post? And while like likes and friends and that mean nothing at the end of the day, because sales is the only thing that really matters. When we're talking about social and getting that kind of content, it is quite encouraging to kind of just track your figures. And I keep a track each week of how many followers I have, and I just see that growing, and that seeing that growth every week, it's quite encouraging. You know that you are going forward, you know that you're going better. So don't worry too much about, oh, why can't I get 10,000 followers? I want 10,000 followers on my Instagram. Just show that those small steps every week, every day, that you're putting in, that you're making those connections, you're putting that valuable content in, and more people are coming to you and liking you each day. That is how you get more followers, because eventually that grows exponentially, and you will get more and more as you go on. And the other question that I often get asked is, do I just accept everyone? Do I just connect with everyone? There's a couple of schools of thought on this. Like, a lot of people say at the beginning, like while you're starting out, yes, just take everybody on. I haven't found that worked out too well for me, because I was ending up with all sorts of random weird people that weren't my people. So I would rather build up more slowly with the right people. I think that's quite important. Your choice, your business, you decide what's going to work out for you. If you want to just add everybody that comes along, go for it. But I personally like to focus on just the people that I think are right for my brand. And they're obviously the people who are going to get more engagement with the stuff that you do. They're going to feel about that. So where do you find them? Well, go to the groups where they hang out, engage with them, make friends with them, connect with them. And eventually you'll start seeing it changing when you follow that theory, that you'll start Facebook will start understanding the sorts of people that you like, and they'll start recommending people to you that are in your wavelength, and you'll start noticing that. And I just decline anyone that I think doesn't fit my my customer avatar, my profile of who is my perfect customer. And over time, Facebook starts kind of understanding who I want to be my followers and who I don't want to be my followers. And sending out these blanket anyone follow my thing just to get followers is really bad, because you're just going to end up with people who aren't engaged, who aren't interested, and they're no use to you in your business. If you've got 100 people who are highly engaged in your business, and you're going to make 100 sales from those 100 people, that's far better than having 100,000 people and none of them are interested, and you're not going to get any sales from them. So look at the people who are going to actually buy from you longer term, the people that you want to work with as well. If you're a coach, or in that sort of field where you're actually going to work one-to-one with people, there might be a certain type of person that you want to work with as opposed to who you don't want to work with. So try not to get carried away into, oh, I could have 100,000 followers if I just take everyone. It's always quality over quantity, always works better. And the less you have, the work better. It'll be a more fruitful relationship for you as well, because you won't have all of that spam and crap coming in at you from these angles where you're just like, oh, just go away, I don't want to have to deal with silly people today. Negativity as well. If you're getting any negativity, just get rid of them. You don't need that level of negativity. If they're going to be that negative, they're probably not going to want to buy your stuff. And whilst it could be like, well, no, we sort of need to allow the negativity, otherwise it looks like I'm just kind of banning. Well, it doesn't matter. There's always going to be the haters. There's always going to be the lovers. Just focus on the ones that love you and that love what you're doing, and it will make for a much better social experience for you. So there's some tips on social. Hopefully that's helped you and your business. I'm going to write some of this down as well for you to have a little look at. Hope that helps. Let me know, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye bye.